And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live to Scott Berry Field on the campus of Mayville State University as we bring you coverage of the Class B, North Dakota Class B Region 2 baseball tournament and game number 2 of the afternoon featuring the number 3 seeded Nelson County Chargers and the number 6 seed, the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Dawson Peterson bringing you today's game coverage on YourLiveEvent.com. Joe Lancello with us here at Mayville State University as well. Game number 1 of the day went to the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros, beating Mayport CG in a game that started at 10:30. So Hillsboro Central Valley will play the Thompson Tommies after this second game. And then, like we said, here in game number 2, it's Nelson County versus Hatton-Northwood. Welcome into the pregame show as it's brought to you by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote. So for the Nelson County Chargers under head coach Logan Lund in his 5th year at the helm of Nelson County, they're 8-8 on the season and 4-2 in the final 6 games of the regular season. During the regular season between Nelson County and Hatton-Northwood, these two teams split. One of the wins for Hatton-Northwood, one of 3 wins for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder came back really not that long ago on May 12th. The Thunder beating Nelson County 5-4. And the other game when they played in the regular season was on April 29th, and it was 6-5 Nelson County beating Hatton-Northwood in that game on April 29th. So if this third game here in region play goes like those first 2 games did, we're in for a tight battle with one game going 6-5, another one 5-4 in the regular season between Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County. Inside the Irie Insurance pregame show this afternoon, we'll have our pregame coaches interviews, a conversation with both head coaches, our starting lineups, and then the first pitch. It's game number 2 of the North Dakota Class B Region 2 baseball tournament here from Mayville State University. It's Nelson County versus Hatton-Northwood on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's time to hit the ground with summer lawn and gardening projects, and Mayport Hardware is here to help. Stop by the greenhouse and browse the wide selection of flowers to liven up your yard. From the outdoor power tools of mowers, tillers, and trimmers to the lawn care essentials of seeds, fertilizers, and top-tier gardening tools, let Mayport Hardware transform your yard to where the grass is greener. Come visit Tim, Sue, and the staff at Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
The World of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC Start to Finish Showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models. Ada Building Center LLC Start to Finish Showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Visit with Ryan Opdahl, your local Farmers Union Insurance agent in Hillsboro.
And welcome back to Scott Berry Field here on the campus of Mayville State University, the site of the Class B Region 2 baseball tournament here in game number 2 of the day, the number 3 versus the number 6 seed. It's Nelson County versus Hatton-Northwood. Nelson County, the number 3, Hatton-Northwood, the number 6. Back inside the pregame show as it's being brought to you by Irie Insurance. See them online at IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote. We had an opportunity to sit down with both head coaches in our pregame coaches interviews as those are being brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. And here's our pregame conversation with head coach Dennis Carpenter of Hatton-Northwood. All right, Coach, thanks for joining me on the pregame show here this afternoon and getting ready for region play here today. And you guys get Nelson County, a team that you guys split with in the regular season. What can you tell us about the matchups and how they went in the regular season? Some close battles, it looked like.
Yeah, both games were one-run games. Both games had a lead on us. The first one, we worked our way back. We just couldn't get the run across. We left too many runners on base during the whole game. The second time we played, again, they had a lead on us, and this time we were able to work our way back in and get those runs across.
Growing pains this season, you were telling me a little bit off the air. And what have you seen from the beginning of the season to now as far as improvements and working out those growing pains?
Right now, as the season's gone on, I think we're playing smarter, understanding we can't make the super play. We just have to make the routine play and get the out. I think our bats are starting to come around a little bit more right now. Those are kind of the biggest things, is those two, and then making sure we're working around the mitt when we're pitching.
Okay. Any troubles pitching as far as finding a rhythm and throwing strikes?
We've had some stretches where we've just maybe gotten out of sorts a little bit on the mound with our mechanics. A few too many walks here and there, but we're starting to get there as the season's gone on.
Pitcher on the mound today against Nelson County and your expectations?
Aiden Johnson will be on the mound today. He's going to throw a combination of 2 or 3 breaking balls, fastball. It's looked really good lately, and hopefully we can just keep going with it.
All right. Sounds good, Coach. Thanks for the time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
And that was head coach Dennis Carpenter of the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Head coach Dennis Carpenter of the Hatton-Northwood Thunder joining us on the pregame show with our pregame coaches interviews brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, DHB.bank for Dakota Heritage Bank. We'll take a timeout. On the other side of our commercial break, we'll sit down and have a chat with head coach Logan Lund of the Nelson County Chargers, who are 8-8 on the season overall. Our pregame coaches interviews continue after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
We have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Looking for furniture that's more than just ordinary? At the Lighting Gallery, we hand select every piece of furniture that reflects unique style and will stand the test of time. Handcrafted with unparalleled quality, every table, chair, sofa, and accent chair is built to last. Whether you're designing your dream home or upgrading your current space, our experienced team at the Lighting Gallery is here to bring your vision to life. Visit us at the Lighting Gallery, 3622 South Washington Street in Grand Forks. Online at shopthelightinggallery.com.
Welcome back inside the pregame show this afternoon. Our pregame show brought to you by Irie Insurance, and we continue our pregame coaches interviews brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. And here is head coach Logan Lund of Nelson County. All right, Coach, thanks for joining me on the pregame show here this afternoon and getting ready for region baseball play. And you guys get Hatton-Northwood here in this first round, a team you split with in the regular season, but some tight battles with the Thunder, it looked like.
Yeah, they're a competitive ball team, and when we play the way we can, we know we can compete with anybody, and this is a game that you got to come out and play your best ball in the tournament.
A game, too, that on a day like today, because it's not all that nice outside with low temps and some wind as well, but come out with some energy right away. Maybe get the first run and play with a lead. Yeah,
I will. That'll be the pregame speech, just follow my lead. I've had a lot of caffeine this morning already, so we'll be ready to go. It's North Dakota baseball. If you're not ready to play in this kind of weather, you don't belong, and you don't deserve to win a tournament. So we'll be ready to go.
8-8 on the season overall record for you guys. Ups and downs throughout the year. I'm sure those first few weeks of the season you had a hard time getting out of the gym, but improvements that you've seen, what have those been?
Yeah, in any season of North Dakota baseball, you deal with the weather and you deal with adversity, and it's a short season, whether you can be outside right away or not. And I think one thing that we really have tried to embrace is the struggles that we've had, and using them throughout the year to build on and be a more competitive team this time of year. You can you can benefit from failure and benefit from mistakes if you learn from it. And I think we're in a really good spot to come into this tournament and compete with anybody. And, just like we've said all year, give it your best shot and see what happens, and you can live with the result if you do that.
And Coach Carpenter sort of emulating a similar message with some ups and downs that they've had throughout the year. But tell our viewers about the guy you're sending on the hill and the expectations for today.
Yeah, he's a young kid and not a ton of experience, but he's been a strike thrower for us, and we trust him to get it done. And it's throw the ball over the plate, let your defense work, let your hitters get you some runs, and that should about take care of it. But it's going to be a grind. You gotta fight through the weather. It's not ideal. We just got out of 90-some degrees, and so it feels colder than it might be, and just deal with the bad things good, and move on from mistakes and keep playing ball. So we're looking forward to him having a great day on the mound, and teammates picking him up and supporting him if he faces adversity, and we're excited about today for him for sure.
Well, hey, Coach, thanks for the time. I sure appreciate it. Good luck today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
And that was head coach Logan Lund of the Nelson County Chargers joining us on the pregame show with our pregame coaches interviews. Our pregame coaches interviews brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. DHB.bank for Dakota Heritage Bank. Again, thanks to head coach Logan Lund of Nelson County and coach Dennis Carpenter of Hatton-Northwood for joining us on our pregame coaches interviews. Pre-game show brought to you by Irie Insurance, IrieInsurance.com. Head over there online to get a free quote. We'll take a timeout. On the other side of our commercial break, our starting lineups brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. Starting lineups down on the field and starting lineups back here from the broadcast booth coming up after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Here's a message from Tim Cassette, Golden Harvest Seed Sales in the Hillsboro area. When it comes to your operations needs, they want to hear from you, which is why they're committed to listening first. From farmer-focused R&D teams to their Gold Series soybeans and game-changing corn products to the insights shared through the Illuminate digital platform, everything offered is an answer to what they learned from you. For Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed, visit with Tim Cassette Seed Sales Hillsboro, 701-430-0877.
This is Dustin Nagel with Dakota Heritage Bank. We're a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we can assist you with all your banking needs, including checking and savings accounts, credit and debit cards, loans of all types, and more. We offer free mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services. Just go to dhb.bank or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking with Dakota Heritage Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, welcome back to Scott Berry Field on the campus of Mayville State University for game number 2 of the day in the North Dakota Region 2 Class B baseball tournament featuring the Nelson County Chargers and the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Game number 1 went to Hillsboro Central Valley 10-1. It was the Burros beating the Patriots of Mayport CG earlier here this morning. Taking a look at your starting lineups brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. We'll get the batting order first for Hatton-Northwood, and then we'll look at the defensive alignment here for Nelson County in just a little bit. Here's the Thunder batting order. Leading off, the catcher, number 4, Weston Enger. Batting second, the center fielder, number 13, is Keegan Schroeder. Aiden Johnson, the pitcher for the Thunder, bats third. He wears number 10. Cleanup batter for Hatton-Northwood is the second baseman, number 3, Brody Johnson. Landon Veer, the designated hitter in the 5-hole, wears number 26. Holden Halverson over at third base and batting 6th. Alec Veer, the left fielder, batting 7th, wearing number 5. Drew Iverson, the number 8 batter, the first baseman, number 21. And the number 9 batter in the lineup for the Thunder, the right fielder, number 7, is William Ness. Head coach for Hatton-Northwood is Dennis Carpenter. The Thunder coming in with an overall record of 3-13 on the season, split in the regular season versus Nelson County. 1-run games in both of their 2 matchups on April 29th. A loss for Hatton-Northwood 6-5, and then they beat Nelson County not that long ago. It was 7 days ago on the 12th. 5-4 was the final score in their second game of the year. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Nelson County Chargers here in this one. On the hill, Cy Marsh. Behind the plate, Caleb Rainsbury. Third baseman is Gage Floggen. First baseman is Landon Sundin. Up the middle at second base is Cooper Hubdenis. Shortstop Brody Rainsbury. And out in the outfield from left to right for Nelson County this afternoon, Brendan Lenz, Laken Ronningen, and Dressen Hansen in right field. Head coach for Nelson County is Logan Lund in his 7th season with the program, his 5th as the head coach of the Nelson County Chargers, as those are your starting lineups. Brought to you by American Crystal Sugar. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products. Grower-owned, crystalsugar.com. For American Crystal Sugar, sponsoring today's starting lineups. Just about ready to go for our first pitch, presented by the Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway. Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo. Friday night races start at 7, and check out the World of Outlaws sprint cars on May 31st and August 23rd. More info at redrivervalleyspeedway.com. Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway are sponsor of our first pitch here this afternoon. Both head coaches and umpires meeting down at home plate right now. That's Coach Lund and Coach Carpenter, respectively, for both squads. And the home plate umpire, as well as the field umpire, having their meeting prior to Cy Marsh throwing out his warm-up pitches in this one. Looking at Cy Marsh, the starting pitcher for Nelson County, he'll throw a mix of a fastball and curveball for the most part, according to head coach Lund. Logan Lund, that is, for Nelson County. Logan Lund, the brother to John Lund, who is the head coach at Northland Community and Technical College for the Northland Pioneers baseball team, who had a heck of a season this year. Back to Cy Marsh. He's 1-4 on the season in his 5 starts. 5.34 earned run average, struck out 17, and has walked 11 batters here this season. So Cy Marsh, the starting pitcher for the Nelson County Chargers in this one. Let's look at the batting order now for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder while we have a minute. Weston Enger leads off. Keegan Schroeder bats second. Aiden Johnson batting third. The 1-2-3 hitters. 4-5-6 goes Brody Johnson, Landon Veer, and Holden Halverson for Hatton-Northwood. 7-8-9, Alec Veer, Drew Iverson, and William Ness for Hatton-Northwood. Out in the field, Enger is the catcher, Schroeder the center fielder, Aiden Johnson is the pitcher for Hatton-Northwood, Brody Johnson's at second base, Landon Veer the designated hitter, Holden Halverson at third base, left fielder Alec Veer, Drew Iverson first baseman, right fielder William Ness, and Ryder Ness is the shortstop. He's out in the field and not batting here, as Landon Veer batting for Ryder Ness. Again, those are your starting lineups, brought to you by American Crystal Sugar, crystalsugar.com. Dawson Peterson with you. Joe Lancello nearby, running the camera, engineering game number 2 this afternoon between Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County. Weston Enger digs in first for Nelson County. First game of the day went to Hillsboro Central Valley, beat Mayport CG 10-1. Hillsboro Central Valley will play in game number 3 against the top seed, the Thompson Tommies. Ready to go for game number 2 of the day. Cy Marsh delivers the first pitch, and that's low and away outside for ball 1. Time of first pitch this afternoon here in game number 3, 1:03 p.m. 1-0 pitch right away on the way, and that one's going to go low, and now 2-0. ERA up over 5 for the starting pitcher, Cy Marsh. 2-0 the count on the leadoff batter, Weston Enger. And that's inside 3-0. 3 straight balls thrown to Weston Enger to start off the game. Enger batting average up over 300 on the season. And a 4-pitch walk to start the game for the starting pitcher, Cy Marsh. So Enger over on first base. And Keegan Schrader now the batter for Hatton-Northwood. Schrader digs in, lefty, a swing and a line drive out into center field, and that's Ronningen over to his left. Hat falls off his head, makes the catch in the right center field gap for out number 1 of the inning. So Schrader gives it a ride out to center field, but line drive caught by the center fielder. Nicely done. One down, and here's Aiden Johnson. One pitch, one out for the second batter of the inning after Cy Marsh delivers the 4-pitch walk to the leadoff batter, Weston Inger, over on first base. Here's the first pitch to Johnson. That's a called strike and a throw down to second, not in time, and a stolen base for Weston Inger. The batter, Aiden Johnson. That first pitch was a called strike. Breaking ball away, misses, and it's 1-1. Right-handed batter, Aiden Johnson, orange bat. Digs into the right-handed batter's box, and the next pitch low and away, and now it's 2-1. Runner out on second base, Weston Inger, after the leadoff walk, swiped second moments ago. Cy Marsh has his sign, the pitcher. And the next one that also misses outside for a ball, now 3-1. Three-one pitch, ground ball, left side. Flogging the third baseman, peeks over at Ingen at second base, fires across, and there's out number 2 in the inning. And the 5-3 ground out. From Flogging all the way over to Landon Sundin, the first baseman. Good strong throw, and in steps Brody Johnson now for Hatton-Northwood. Johnson on the season, up over 340. His batting average in 18 games of play, 342 to be exact. So the game's first run, standing out on second base, is Weston Inger. Right-handed batter Brody Johnson digs in. Second baseman Hovden is holding the runner on. Backs off now. First pitch misses that one high, and it's 1-0. Marsh delivers the next one. Bouncing ball again to the left side. It's the third baseman Flogging off 1 foot. Throw across, and that will end the inning. So a 5-3 put out to end it. And on the inning for Hatton-Northwood here in the top of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base as Marsh strands the leadoff walk. No score as we head to the bottom of the first inning after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
The City of Hillsborough invites you to make Hillsborough your home. If you're looking for a new home or a job, check out the opportunities in Hillsborough and see what the community can offer you and your family. Enjoy a quality family life with community, education, church, entertainment, and more. For all neighbors and those driving through the region, we welcome you to come and shop with the businesses in Hillsborough. If you have questions related to services available in the City of Hillsborough, contact the Hillsborough City Office at 701-636-4620. The Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavors. They encourage you to step into your future, secure in the knowledge that this world needs you and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Best wishes go with you graduates as you prepare for the greater challenges ahead in a world of new possibilities. Congratulations, graduates, from the administration and staff of the Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsborough and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
Welcome back to Scott Berry Field on the campus of Mayville State University as we head to the bottom of the first inning here in our second game of the day between Nelson County and Hatton-Northwood after 1/2 inning of play on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Scoreless. Hatton-Northwood got a guy out on second base. Weston Inger led off the game with a 4-pitch walk. Nice job, though, by Nelson County to pitch around the leadoff walk. Cy Marsh stranded him out on second base. Let's take a look defensively at Hatton-Northwood in this one. Aiden Johnson on the mound for the Thunder. Weston Inger behind the plate. Drew Iverson at first. Holden Halverson at third. Ryder Ness, the shortstop. Brody Johnson at second. Alec Veer in left field. Keegan Schrader in center field. And William Ness over in right field as Caleb Rainsbury leads off for Nelson County as he skies one high in the air behind home plate, and the catcher, Inger, never saw it, and it's a foul ball, and Rainsbury goes behind in the count 0-1 right away. Looking at Aiden Johnson's numbers on the season, 0-5. As the next pitch to Greensbury misses the zone, and it's 1-1. That misses away now. 2-0, called strike. Now 1-2. Third baseman Halverson in on the grass defensively. Greensbury lines one back right to the pitcher, and Aiden Johnson, Johnny on the spot, reaches the glove up and snares it out of the air. Makes the catch, and there's out number one in the inning, and here's Brody Rainsbury. 53 degrees outside on a overcast afternoon. As the first pitch to Rainsbury's behind him for ball one. Feels like 39 degrees outside and 18-mile-per-hour winds right now. Gusts as much as 24. Next pitch misses now 2-0. Certainly not, as the old cliche goes, a beautiful day for baseball. Certainly wouldn't classify that as today, as the 2-0 is swung on and missed 2-1. But like Coach Lund told us in the pregame show, that's North Dakota baseball for you. 2-1 skips to the plate, now 3-1 on the batter, Brody Rainsbury. Three-one pitch, and that's going to miss for ball four. Full count, late signal, and now it's 3-2, full count. 3-2 pitch popped up high on the infield. It's the pitcher Johnson near the line, now into foul territory, and he makes the catch. Aiden Johnson fielding his position off the mound, running all the way just to the left side of the right-handed batter's box, and here's Landon Sundin. Batting average just shy of 500 is Sundin. First pitch to Sundin, another looper just behind second base, and it's the shortstop Ryder Ness over to his left. Nearly looked like there was going to be a collision with Johnson, but he makes the catch, and that will end the inning on the pop-out. Bottom of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for Nelson County. Your score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. We're scoreless between Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County. Top of the second, coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Welcome back to our coverage of the North Dakota Class B Region 2 baseball tournament from Mayville State University. In our second game of this afternoon, it's Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Dawson Peterson, alongside Joe Lancello, who called our opening game of the morning when it got started at 10:30. Hillsboro Central Valley beating Mayport CG by 9 runs. It was 10-1. Hillsboro Central Valley having a big 6th inning to pull away from the Patriots in that one. Here in the top of the second for Hatton-Northwood, it'll be Landon Veer, Holden Halverson, and Alec Veer due up, and Cy Marsh delivers the first pitch away for ball one. 1-0. Marsh, a mix of mostly fastball, curveball on the hill. Next pitch chopped at, foul down the third base side. Fielded by Coach Carpenter that time for Hatton-Northwood. Veer, the designated hitter for the Thunder. 1-1 misses outside. Now 2 balls and a strike. Well, conditions like this continue pretty much all day today. 2-1. A swing and a fly ball into left field. Lenz comes in, drifting to his right, now back over to his left and makes the head-high catch for out number 1 in the inning. Tournament that was scheduled to be played on Saturday, these first round of games at least, getting postponed from Saturday and now moved here to Monday. See what happens for tomorrow. Forecast doesn't look good for Tuesday either. Here's Holden Halverson, the batter now for Hatton-Northwood. First pitch, swing and a pop-up behind home plate. It's the catcher, and he can't make the catch. Rainsbury up out of his crouch comes running down the third base line. It falls harmlessly, and a foul ball. New life for Holden Halverson off the bat. Cy Marsh on the mound for Nelson County. Walked the opening batter of the game, Weston Enger, on 4 pitches. Pitched around that leadoff walk. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. Enger stole second base in the inning, but they stranded him out in scoring position in the top of the first. Scoreless game. Top 2. Next pitch, ground ball left side. Shortstop Rainsbury in the hole as he goes to the right. Long throw across, and a nice stretch by the first baseman, Landon Sundin, to get the runner Halverson, who was streaking down the line in a 6-3 putout for out number 2. Now the left fielder, Alec Veer. First pitch to Veer. Misses low for ball 1, 1-0. 211 batting average on the season for Veer. 1-0 pitch, ground ball back over the mound. Shortstop Rainsbury charges, fields, and fires across right in front of the second base bag, and another 6-3 putout. Nicely done by the shortstop that time for Nelson County, and Brody Rainsbury making those last 2 plays. We've played 1.5 here from Mayville State University between Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County. We're scoreless on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
This is Austin Reed with Dakota Heritage Bank. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we have a strong background in ag and business lending, but we can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. If you're in need of a loan, visit us at one of our locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future.
Welcome back as we enter the bottom of the second inning in a scoreless ball game between Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County. Gage Floggen, Dressen Hansen, and Lakin Ronningen batting for the Nelson County Chargers as the first pitch to Floggen is fouled off right at the dish, 0-1. Aiden Johnson on the mound for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Ahead in the count on Floggen. The 0-1 chopped right back to Johnson, the pitcher, who runs 3/4 of the way over to first, flips it to the first baseman, Iverson, and there's the first out on the 1-3 ground out.
Now batting number 9, Grayson Hansen.
Drayson Hansen, the batter now for Nelson County. Right fielder digs in. Hansen bats over .350 on the season. First pitch misses for ball 1. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. And now it's 1-1. Quick work by Johnson, right back up on the rubber. Delivers the 1-1. Another swing and a miss. Now Hansen quickly behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. Protecting, and he fouls that back out of play up over the first base dugout where Nelson County resides in this one. And the 1-2. Oh, it hit Hansen square in the back. Hit by pitch that time. Hansen down to first. First hit by pitch of the game as Hansen just turned his back, took it right between the shoulder blades, and jogs down 90 feet over to first base. And here is Lake and Ronigan. Left-handed batter for Nelson County. Ronigan. Scoreless game as a quick check on the runner. Hansen dives back in, tried to catch Hansen sleeping over at first base as he drifted off the bag. 1 down, bottom 2. No score. Ronigan, slow roller down the first base side, and it trickles foul. Picked up by the first baseman Iverson, flips it right back to Johnson, who walks quickly back up on to the pitcher's mound. Doesn't like to waste much time. Hansen, the runner, over at first with a short lead, and another quick look, and he dives right back onto the first base bag safely. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Hansen takes off, throw down, good strong throw, and they got him. So Hansen caught stealing that time. Not the greatest of jumps from Hansen over at first base, who has 8 stolen bases on the season. Ronigan, the batter, now behind 0-2 in the count, and there's 2 down. The 0-2 pitch low for ball 1, 1-2, and it skips back to the backstop. If Ronigan can reach, it would be Cy Marsh, the pitcher, on deck to bat next. Here's the 1-2. Ronigan leaves that one alone as it was high and away, 2-2. 2-2 down the first base line. A swing and a foul ball behind the first base bag. Iverson over to his left, fields it. Gust of wind picks up now here in the second game of the day. Johnson has his sign out of the stretch. The 2-2 chopped right back to the pitcher. Johnson went in on it, now falls back and flips it over to the first baseman Iverson on a weakly hit ball and a 1-3 putout to end the inning. In the inning for the Nelson County Chargers, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. Hansen was caught stealing, trying to swipe second base. On the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard, we've played 2 complete here from Scott Berry Field at Mayville State University. We're scoreless between Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County on yourliveevent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Welcome back on yourliveevent.com. I'm Dawson Peterson. Joe Lancello with me, broadcasting from the Dakota Heritage Bank broadcast booth. Game number 2 of the afternoon, featuring Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County as we're scoreless. Entering the top of the 3rd inning, it'll be Drew Iverson, William Ness. Flip the lineup card back over Weston Enger at the top of the order, so the 8-9-1 batters do up here for the Thunder. First pitch, a swing and a chopper to the left side. Third baseman Floggen cuts off the shortstop and flips it over to first. 5-3 put out, another quick out to start the top of the third. A game that's clipping right along. We're in the top of the third inning, 21 minutes played so far. And here's William Ness. Batting average a tick below 150 for the lefty Ness. Digs in for his first appearance here of the afternoon. First pitch popped up, back, and out of play over our heads, 0-1. Ness, one of 4 seniors on the roster for Hatton-Northwood on this season. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a looper, shallow left field, the shortstop. Rainsbury, a diving attempt at it, but that's a base hit. 1-out base hit for William Ness. The lefty just sort of punches one out into left field, and first base runner is on here in the third inning for Hatton-Northwood, and we're up to the top of the order. Weston Enger, he's reached base one time, and his first appearance in the first inning reached on a 4-pitch walk. Yes, here's the first pitch to Enger, and he has to duck out of the way for ball 1, 1-0. And a 1-0 pitch misses, and it's 2-0. Weston Enger seen 6 pitches out of the hand of Cy Marsh. All have missed the zone for balls. Worked that 4-pitch walk in the first inning. Here's the 2-0. That was ripped down the third base side wide of the bag. Foul. And the count now 2-1. William Ness over at first base for Hatton-Northwood, who had a little blooper into left field. Here's the 2-1 to the batter Enger. And he leaves that alone as it's outside, now 3-1. Marsh at this point throwing more balls than strikes for Nelson County. And Enger takes all the way in a called strike and runs the count full, now 3-2. Enger digs back in, right-handed batter. The payoff pitch, a swing and a fly ball left side, and it'll drift into foul territory, and the third baseman Floggen gets turned around, running towards the fence, and then twists back over his right shoulder, can't make the play. And another chance for Weston Enger as the first run of the game stands over on first base, and William Ness. Here's the 8th pitch of the AB. And a pop-up on the infield. Marsh off the mound, and he'll make the head-high catch as the first baseman Sundin came running in, and then he scampers back to first base, and there's a pop-out to the pitcher Marsh. Now there's 2 down, and Keegan Schrader, the batter now for Hatton-Northwood. Schrader, a .286 hitter on the season. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon with a flyout as Ness takes off. The throw down to second, and that's not in time. And Ness takes second base, stolen base. First pitch to Schrader missed for ball 1. The throw from Rainsbury behind the plate didn't quite get there in time. Nice jump by Ness. The go-ahead run standing out on second base. Ness dancing around. Here's the next pitch to Schrader, and a breaking ball drops in for a called strike, 1-1. Schrader takes the 1-1. And now 2 balls and a strike on him. Top of the second inning, top of the third, no score. Just 1 hit on the board as well. So next pitch is a called strike. Now it's 2-2 on Schrader, the batter. Marsh trying to strand the runner out on second base. The 2-2. Outside, and the count runs full. Back-to-back full counts. Cy Marsh has gone to. Has his sign. Breaking ball, and that misses, and that's ball 4. Second walk issued by Cy Marsh in the game. So Aiden Johnson now the batter who grounded out his first time. Will Ness is on second. Keegan Schroeder over on first in a scoreless ball game. Marsh has his sign. Hubdeness holds on the runner out at second, and the first pitch to Johnson is well away for ball 1. The 1-0. And that misses just outside. 2-0 to Johnson. And the 2-0. And a called strike as that finds the zone 2-1. The outfield pretty much playing straight up. Defensively now shifts over to the left. The center fielder Ronningen moves over to his right. The 2-1 pitch, and that's going to miss the outside corner to the right-handed hitting Johnson, and it's 3-1. Marsh now up over 40 pitches on the game. And the 3-1 pitch misses the inside corner. No, what is a called strike? 3-2. Second consecutive full count, and the home plate umpire fooling a few people with the late strike call. So second 3-2 count Marsh has gone to. The payoff pitch, a swing and a fly ball into right center field. Ronningen over to his left. The right fielder, they nearly collide and they let it go. It's going to fall. Rolls all the way to the fence. Ness is in from second. Schrader scores from first, and it's 2-0 Hatton-Northwood.
Now batting number 3, Brody Johnson.
So a 2 RBI double that time by Aiden Johnson. Hansen, the right fielder. Ronningen, the center fielder. They converge out in the right center field gap. Neither of them can come down with it, and that extends the inning. And here's Brody Johnson. First pitch, a called strike to him, and it's 0-1. Looked like Ronningen and Hansen out in the outfield certainly had a play on the ball. Just couldn't decide who was going to try and come down with it. The result, 2 runs in for Hatton-Northwood. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Marsh working ahead in the count now on the batter, Johnson. The 0-2, and that'll hit him. So Brody Johnson hit by the pitch. Runners on first and second. Johnson on first. Aiden Johnson on second. And now the designated hitter, Landon Veer, who flew out his first time. 2 runs have come across here in the inning for Hatton-Northwood as they lead 2-0. And the first pitch to Veer as the runner takes off to third. That's Aiden Johnson, and the throw is late, and runners on the corners. The first pitch to Veer was a called strike. Now runners on the corners. Johnson on either corner. Aiden on third, Brody on first. The 0-1 to Veer, chopped to the left side. Flogging the third baseman has it. He's been busy over there, and he throws it away. Low throw to Sundin. He can't get it. Aiden Johnson scores from third, and Brody Johnson running on contact. He comes in, and the throw now away from the catcher, Rainsbury. And Veer is all the way over to third as 2 more runs come in, and it's 4-0 Hatton-Northwood. An error out in the field. There was a low throw. All the way over to third is Landon Veer, and it's 4-0, and now we're going to have a mound visit. Mound visits brought to you by Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company. Mound visit here in the top of the 3rd inning. 4-0 on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. All the runs have scored in this inning so far for Hatton-Northwood. 2 errors committed by Nelson County out in the field. Nelson County got the second out. A fly out to the pitcher and the third batter of the inning. Looked like it was going to be a rather pedestrian inning as the first pitch to Holden Halverson misses for a ball, 1-0. But instead, Halverson now the eighth man to bat as he fouls the 0-1 straight back, or excuse me, the 1-0 straight back, and evens the count out 1-1. Fifth run of the inning, over on third base, and Landon Veer. There's a fly ball into center. Ronningen over to his left, and again, nobody's going to come down with it. It's in the right center field gap once again, and now they nearly have the runner picked off at second base. Did he touch first base now is the question, and he did, they said. So again, a blunder out there in the field by Ronningen and Hansen in center field and right field. And it's a 5-0 game. 5 runs have come across here in the third. Another appeal over to first. And they said Halverson touched first on his way by. So it won't matter, and the pitcher is Alec Veer. And now Coach Lund for Nelson County will jog out and have a conversation with the field umpire. Again, though, another play into right center field where Dressen Hansen and Laken Ronningen can't make the play. It's allowed another run to come in and score. And now the umpire is having a conversation on the infield on if Halverson, who's standing out on second, touched first base or not. Nelson County appealed over to first base a couple of times, but field umpire said he was safe, so we'll see how it stands. Right now, though, it's 5-0. 5 runs have scored here in the inning for Hatton-Northwood. A game that was clipping right along as we came into the third. And now they're going to say he is out over at first base. They say Halverson didn't touch first base, and that's going to end the inning. But on the inning for Hatton-Northwood in the top of the third, 5 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. Nobody left on base after the appeal over to first. New score after 2.5, it's Hatton-Northwood 5, Nelson County nothing. On the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard, we go to the bottom of the third. Marsh, Lenz, and Hubdenis due up for Nelson County after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
Welcome back to Mayville State University, the site of the Region 2 baseball tournament. Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County. Hatton-Northwood scores 5 runs in the top of the third inning. Work to be done now for Nelson County in the bottom of the third. And it'll start with the pitcher, Cy Marsh, trying to help his own cause. Brendan Lenz and Cooper Hubdenis all due up for Nelson County, as the first pitch to Marsh is going to find the corner for a called strike, 0-1. 2 errors committed defensively in the inning by Nelson County, as the next pitch to Marsh, swing and a miss. And he's quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Johnson delivers the 0-2, and Marsh swings and misses, gets away from the catcher, though, and a high throw over to the first baseman. They had to throw it down. Iverson makes the catch, comes down. And there's the first out of the inning, and here's Brendan Lenz for his first time to bat, the left fielder. Down 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Lenz, can't catch up with it, and it's 0-1. Next one to Lenz, and another called strike, 0-2. Johnson tries to work him inside, misses the zone that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2, sliced foul up over the first base dugout and into the parking lot. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the batter, Lenz. Johnson working off of the first base side of the rubber, delivers the 1-2, and that's going to miss low and away, 2-2. Lenz followed by Hovdenes batting for Nelson County. 2-2 is low, and that runs the count full for the pitcher, Aiden Johnson. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss, and Lenz goes down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Aiden Johnson in the inning. And here's Hovdenes for Nelson County. First pitch to Hovdenes, and a big swing and a miss. 0-1. Baseball right back to Johnson, and he's ready to go on the rubber as Hovdenes digs back in, the right-handed batter, and another swing and a miss, 0-2. Hovdenes will walk out just to try and get Aiden Johnson maybe out of his rhythm a little bit. Stands right back in the right-handed batter's box. Johnson kicks and delivers, and that's a called strike 3 as Hovdenes goes down looking. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Johnson. 3 up, 3 down for Nelson County in the bottom of the third. Your score after 3 complete, it's Hatton-Northwood 5, Nelson County nothing on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. The top of the 4th on the way next on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Leitziger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back to Scott Berry Field on the campus of Mayville State University, the site of the Class B Region 2 baseball tournament, as we enter the top of the 4th inning. And it's a 5-0 game. Hatton-Northwood on top of Nelson County. Hatton-Northwood, the number 6. Nelson County, the number 3 seed. Two teams that split in the regular season. They were both one-run games. But in this one this afternoon, some errors defensively out in the field for Nelson County. Sees them trailing in this one 5-0. Cy Marsh up on the mound has thrown a few more strikes than balls. 27 strikes compared to 24 balls, 51 total pitches. And then inversely on the other side for Aiden Johnson of Hatton-Northwood, he's been shooting strikes all afternoon. 37 total pitches, 26 for strikes, and he wastes hardly any time up on the rubber. Cy Marsh and company. He faces Alec Veer first. First pitch is outside for ball 1. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters for Hatton-Northwood. Veer, Iverson, and Will Ness, as Hatton-Northwood nearly batted around in the previous inning, as the next pitch misses for ball 1. They did bat around in that one, as it's now 2-0, I beg your pardon. 2-0 pitch and a foul right back on the first base side, 2-1. They, of course, have the netting right behind home plate, but if you're sitting on the first base or third base side here at Mayville State, you got to be paying attention, as the 2-1 pitch is grounded to the shortstop. Rainsbury down in his crouch, picks it up out of the dirt, and a quick throw across, and a 6-3 put out for out number 1 of the inning.
Now batting number 21,
Drew Iverson, who grounded out his last time, comes in next. For Nelson County, they would love a quick 3-up, 3-down inning, get right back to the bats and try and cut into this 5-0 deficit. First pitch low for ball 1, 1-0. Iverson, the right-handed batter, taps the plate one time with the bat, awaits the 1-0. Called strike on the inside corner, 1-1. The next one to Iverson, low and inside, 2-1. Has to kick that right foot back and out of the way to avoid the hit by pitch. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a foul ball right at the plate, and it evens the count up at 2-2. Some potential light rain expected later this afternoon. We'll probably see it in the next game coming up. 54 degrees outside right now. The 2-2 is popped up right side, drifts out of play. The first baseman, Sundin, runs over. Picks it up and fires it back to his pitcher, Marsh. Wind chill making it feel like 40 degrees, experiencing gusts as high as 24 miles per hour. The 2-2. And he offered at it, and swing and a miss. Iverson goes down on strikes as he takes the walk back to the dugout. Now here's Will Ness. It's the first strikeout of the game as well for Cy Marsh. Will Ness, a bloop base hit into left field his first time. First pitch to him, swing and a miss, 0-1. Both teams similar jerseys as well, primarily black. Hatton-Northwood trimmed in blue. Nelson County trimmed in gray as the 0-1 pitch is fouled back to the backstop. Pounds off the backstop, and the on-deck batter, Keegan Schroeder, rather in-the-hole batter, runs over and picks it up. Here's the 0-2 to Will Ness, the lefty. Swing and a miss as he chases upstairs, and that's exactly the inning Nelson County wanted. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors for Hatton-Northwood in the inning. Your score after 4.5 innings of play on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. It's Hatton-Northwood 5, Nelson County nothing, and the bottom of the fourth on the way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
5-0 game as we enter the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Hatton-Northwood on top of Nelson County as the first pitch to Caleb Rainsbury is a called strike on the outer half. 0-1. 0-1 pitch to Rainsbury. Slow roller down the third base side and quickly behind in the count. 0-2. Said it multiple times. Johnson wasting little time on the mound for Hatton-Northwood. Here's the 0-2. And that's below the knees, 1-2. I was going to say, if that one ends up being a called strike 3, that's an at-bat that would have taken all of 15 seconds. 1-2, Rainsbury reaches out, and it's going to be the pitcher, Johnson, running all the way to the bag, fielding it, a one unassisted ground out. Didn't want to toss it to Iverson that time. first baseman, and here's Brody Rainsbury. He's 0 for 1 on a flyout, and Nelson County at this point down 5-0 in the bottom of the fourth. As the first pitch misses low, just looking for base runners, trying to cut back into the 5-0 deficit. The next pitch is skied down the right field line into foul territory. Iverson, the first baseman, over. Ness, the right fielder, running in, and they can't make the play. And the count's still 1-1. Still no official hit in the game for Nelson County either. No runs, no hits. 2 errors, though, defensively. Winner of this game will play Larimore in the fourth and final game of the day. So next pitch, this is outside. The count now 2-1 on Brody Rainsbury. Johnson ready with the 2-1, and now time called at the plate by Rainsbury, the batter. Nelson County still looking for their first hit of the game. That one skips to the catcher. Enger behind the plate, keeps it in front. Now 3 balls and a strike on Rainsbury, who's 0 for 1. The 3-1 pitch, and misses inside for ball 4. So our base runner now for Nelson County after the first walk issued of the game by Aiden Johnson, and in steps Landon Sundin. And not like Nelson County hasn't put the ball in play as this game has gone on, but some weak contact as they check on the runner who dives back over safely. 5 different outs have gone to the pitcher, Aiden Johnson. Here's the first pitch to Sundin, and that goes to the backstop, wide of the catcher. Enger, in a wild pitch, sends Rainsbury down to second. So Brody Rainsbury up to second base. The count will be 1-0 on Landon Sundin, and the first run of the game for Nelson County standing on second base, who trails 5-0 on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Next pitch gets away from the catcher again. It was blocked initially by Enger, and it popped over his back and allows Rainsbury to advance. A passed ball that time. So Rainsbury to third. And the count on Sundin, the 2-0 pitch misses, and it's 3-0. With 1 down in the bottom of the fourth. Next pitch, a big swing by Sundin. Fouled it off, but right into the mitt of Enger, and the count is 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Fly ball, center field. Schrader coming in, makes a sliding catch down to his knees, fires it in, and they're going to... No, he's safe, diving back into third, Rainsbury. Thought about taking up and heading for home. Got to the infield grass a little bit further and had to dive back to to third, and he dove back in safely. And there's 2 down in the inning. The batter now flogging. Rainsbury it would have been a play at the plate, certainly, if Rainsbury decided to take off. Play over at third base as well, and it'll be up to Gage Floggin now to bring in Rainsbury. First pitch floats in for a called strike, 0-1. Floggin a ground out his last time. 2 down, bottom 4. The 0-1 pitch to Floggin misses well high, 1-1. Enger up out of his crouch to receive it. Looks Rainsbury back to third as Johnson, the pitcher, peers in. Has his sign, comes set, and a swing and a miss. No, foul ball at the plate from Floggin as he chased one on the inner half, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Hatton-Northwood trying to strand Rainsbury over at third. Here's the next pitch, and a tapper foul at the plate again. The count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a roller to the shortstop, Ness, as that's an easy play. Rolls all the way into his mitt. Throw across. They get him by a step. And a 6-3 put out to end the inning. On the inning for Nelson County, no runs, no hits, no errors. They're still hitless. They left one on base. Your score after 4 complete. It's Hatton-Northwood 5, Nelson County nothing on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Top of the 5th. On the way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic. You don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhb.bank or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Welcome back as we enter the top of the 5th inning. 5-0 game. It's Hatton-Northwood on top of Nelson County. Weston Enger, Keegan Schroeder, and Aiden Johnson will bat for the Thunder here in their half of the 5th. It's the first pitch from Cy Marsh to Enger, who's 0 for 1, is popped up right side into foul territory. The catcher and first baseman Rainsbury and Sundin over for a look. They can't track it down. So it'll be 0-1. Your in-game update brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. A game that was moving right along until we hit the 3rd inning for Hatton-Northwood. In the top of the 3rd, they would score 5 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors in the field for Nelson County, and that's why it's a 5-0 game. It's the 0-1 pitch, slap to the right side. Hubdenis, the second baseman, is there, charges on it, and flips it over to second base for the 4-3 ground out and the first out of the inning. As that's your game update. In-game update brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. DHB.bank, Dakota Heritage Bank. Keegan Schroeder, the batter now. He's 0 for 1. He's flown out, walked one time. First pitch to him, misses the outside corner to the lefty, and it's 1-0. 5-0 game. Hatton-Northwood leading Nelson County. 1-0 pitch right back up the middle. Slows down as it hits off the rubber, and the shortstop Rainsbury came running over, and he couldn't field it cleanly. And that'll be a 1-out base hit for Schroeder. And here's Aiden Johnson. This is the Hatton-Northwood pitcher now. A 5-0 game. Hatton-Northwood looking for a little insurance. Check on Schroeder over at first. Dives back in safely. As Marsh delivers the next one. Runner takes off, and that's Schroeder. He'll still second. Stolen base for Schroeder as the pitch missed downstairs. 1-0. To Aiden Johnson in the 6th run of the game for Hatton-Northwood out on second base. And this ball ripped right to the third baseman, Floggin, and a quick throw over to second. They can't double him up, but that is the 2nd out of the inning. Line drive out. And here's Brody Johnson. Nelson County got that 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 4th. Trying to strand now the 6th run of the game. Schroeder on second base, as here's a fly ball into left field and a 1 pitch and another out, as that will end the inning on the fly out to the left fielder. In the inning, though, for Hatton-Northwood, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Your score after 4.5 on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. It's Hatton-Northwood 5, Nelson County nothing on yourliveevent.com.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and Gerdau Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws and Awesome to Drink Sprint Cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Entering the bottom of the fifth inning on yourliveevent.com, it's a 5-0 game. Hatton-Northwood leading Nelson County.
Leading off for the Chargers, number 9.
Scott Berry Field, Mayville State University, the site of the Region 2 baseball tournament. Winner of this one between Nelson County and Hatton-Northwood will play Larimore. Our final game of the day. As the first pitch to Dresden Hansen is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Hansen, Ronningen, and Marsh, the batters for Nelson County, looking for base runners in the fifth inning as the 0-1 pitch misses inside, 1-1. Dresden Hansen takes the 1-1 pitch low, and now it's 2-1. Right-handed Hansen, one of few players wearing short sleeves on this chilly afternoon. 3-1 count, a little more than chilly. 40 degrees outside, feels like 40. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a slow roller over to the first baseman. Nub to Iverson, fields it, flips it to Johnson, the pitcher. And there's the ground out and the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 1.
So Hansen goes down. Lakin Ronningen, the batter now, lefty. A 3-1 pitch by Hansen could have been ball 4. And again, Nelson County still looking for their first hit of the game. Ronningen takes the first pitch, low for ball 1, 1-0. 5 runs on 4 hits for Hatton-Northwood. So next one to Ronningen. Takes a little off and a called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, high chopper over the pitcher Johnson, the second baseman Brody Johnson over to his right, over to first, and it's not in time, and there's the first hit of the game for Nelson County. So Lakin Ronningen over on first on the ball that was hit to second base. It was a high hopper over the pitcher's mound. Aiden Johnson reached up, couldn't get to it. Brody Johnson, the second baseman, fielded it cleanly. But Lakin Ronningen running well down the line, picks up the first hit of the game for Nelson County, and the batter now, Cy Marsh, the Nelson County pitcher. Checking on Ronningen over at first. Dives back in safely. Johnson comes set, delivers, and the pitch fouled right back to the screen as Marsh goes behind in the count, 0-1. 65 total pitches thrown by Johnson, 41 for strikes as the 0-1 pitch is upstairs, 1-1. Another check on Ronningen over at first, safe again. Marsh in his own right on the mound, settling in a little bit better in these last couple innings as the next pitch, swing and a miss, snap throw down to first base. Ronningen's in there safely. But the batter Marsh behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 down here in the inning. 1-2 and a called strike 3. Marsh goes down looking. And now there's 2 down in the inning.
Now batting number 5.
4th strikeout of the game for Johnson, and here's Brendan Lenz for Nelson County. Lenz a few ticks below 200 batting on the season, checking on Ronningen again. Safe over at first. Next pitch, ground ball off the glove of Aiden Johnson, and safe over at first base, and a base hit for Brendan Lenz. And now there's 2 runners on. A ball that goes off the glove of Aiden Johnson, reaching out for it. Deflects the baseball to go to the left from the vantage point of Brody Johnson, the second baseman, as he went the opposite direction. And now here's Cooper Hovness. First pitch to him, and he's hit by a pitch. So things getting a little interesting now in the bottom of the fifth as that loads the bases for the leadoff batter in Caleb Rainsbury. He's 0 for 2, put the ball in play twice, a line drive out and a ground out. And an opportunity now for Nelson County to find their first run of the game and trailing 5-0. First pitch, line drive, left side, and it's the third baseman fielding it on a hop and over to first base. Nice play by the third baseman, Holden Halverson, as that ends the threat in the bottom of the fifth inning for Nelson County. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they strand the maximum. Your score after 5 complete, it's Hatton-Northwood 5, Nelson County nothing on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. The top of the sixth on the way next on your...
Is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
We've played 5 innings here from Scott Berry Field at Mayville State University. Second game of the Class B Region 2 baseball tournament between Nelson County and Hatton-Northwood, and it's the Hatton-Northwood Thunder leading 5-0. They've scored 5 runs, all in the third inning. And Nelson County looking for another quick inning out in the field. The last 2 innings have gone rather quickly for Nelson County defensively. Just 4 guys batting in the fifth, 3 guys in the fourth. Landon Veer will lead off for Hatton-Northwood, followed by Holden Halverson and Alec Veer. First pitch to Veer, a strike, and it's 0-1. Marsh delivers the 0-1, spiked in the dirt in front of home plate. Trickles back behind the home plate umpire, and the count is 1-1. Marsh up over 70 pitches now in the afternoon. Landon Veer digs into the right-handed batter's box, and the 1-1, a swing and a fly ball. He hooked it foul down the left field line as it falls into the bullpen area. The count now 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Veer, the Thunder designated hitter. Swinging a chopper right back to the pitcher, Cy Marsh. Flips it over to Sundin at first. And there's a 1-3 putout. Holden Halverson bats now. A lot of weak contact from both teams. We've seen multiple plays by the pitcher. Some ground outs, choppers right back to the pitchers respectively, making the plays over at first. Holden Halverson batting, 1 for 2 with a ground out and a double. First pitch on the outside corner for a called strike to Halverson. Takes a big rip on a practice swing. Digs back in, right foot and then left foot, ready to go. Looking for the 0-1. Spins out of the way, nearly corkscrews himself into the dirt, and it's 1-1. Avoiding that hit by pitch. Both pitchers issuing a few of those as well. 2 by Johnson, 1 by Marsh. Here's the 1-1. A swing and a line drive, left center field, and that's going to fall. Played on a hop by Ronningen, the center fielder, and a 1-out base hit. Second hit of the game for Holden Halverson with 1 down here in the 6th. Alec Veer, the batter now for Hatton-Northwood. Winner of this one plays the Larimore Polar Bears in game number 4 of the day. Game number 3 features Thompson and Hillsborough Central Valley. First pitch to Veer. Off-speed pitch, bends in for a called strike, 0-1. Joe Lancello on the call for the third game of the day. The 0-1 pitch. Misses, throw down to second, not in time. Gets away from the second baseman, Hovdenes, but nice job by Ronningen out in center field to back it up. And Halverson taking second base. The count now 1-1 to Alec Veer. And Veer swinging a fly ball. Left center, lens over to his left, now even further, and he can't come up with it. The center fielder, Ronningen, will throw it in, over to third, not in time, backed up by the pitcher. And that's an error on the left fielder, Lens.
Now batting number 21, Drew Iverson.
That also allows Veer to go up to second. Third error of the game committed by Nelson County defensively, and Drew Iverson, the batter now for Hatton-Northwood. And now we'll have a mound visit and potential pitching change here for Nelson County. Pitching change brought to you by Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Looks like right now it's just going to be a mound visit as Coach Lund has a chat with the infield and his starting pitcher tying his shoe. One of the infield guys are, but no activity as far as changes go. But that's your mound visit, brought to you by Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company. In a 5-0 game on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Nelson County trying to get out of the inning with nothing across, but they're certainly in dangerous territory with time running out as well. As we're in the top of the 6th inning, just a couple of shots at it offensively for Nelson County after this. Infield's going to play in for this at-bat to Drew Iverson. Runners on second and third, Veer and Halverson. First pitch, a swing, a line drive right into center field. Halverson comes in to score. Advancing up a station will be Alec Veer. It's 6-0 Hatton-Northwood. Just a great piece of hitting by Drew Iverson that time and a sharp single to center.
Now batting number 7, Will Ness.
Now the batter is Will Ness. Runners on the corners for him. Iverson on first, Veer on third. And now Coach Lund once again back out to the hill, and he reaches out for the baseball, and we will have a pitching change this time. Another pitching change from Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. We'll take a break, get the pitching change, and get you the book on Cy Marsh and how his day went. It's 6-0 your score on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Hatton-Northwood on top of Nelson County on yourliveevent.com.
The City of Hillsborough invites you to make Hillsborough your home. If you're looking for a new home or a job, check out the opportunities in Hillsborough and see what the community can offer you and your family. Enjoy a quality family life with community, education, church, entertainment, and more. For all neighbors and those driving through the region, we welcome you to come and shop with the businesses in Hillsborough. If you have questions related to services available in the City of Hillsborough, contact the Hillsborough City Office at 701-636-4620.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Well, a pitching change here in the inning as there's a check over on the runner. We make our defensive changes as well. Cy Marsh heads out to right field. The new pitcher for Nelson County is Brody Rainsbury. The first pitch is going to be a called strike. And the batter this time is Ty Danzel. 0-1 is the count. Iverson up to second base. Infield playing in. Danzel batting in the spot of Will Ness as the 0-1 pitch is high for a ball, 1-1. 6-0 game, 6 runs on 6 hits for Hatton-Northwood. Ty Danzel, next pitch, awaits it and leaves it alone outside, 2-1. Iverson on second, Veer on third. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, it's 2-2 on Danzel. One batting glove on with Danzel on the right hand. Short sleeves, 2-2. Protects and he fouls it straight back. For Cy Marsh in the game, goes 5 1/3. Allows 6 runs, strikes out 2. Here's the 2-2 to Danzel. Fly ball, shallow center field, and that's down, and it went over the head of Ronningen. 1 run comes in, that's Veer. And Danzel just pokes out at it because the infield was playing in. Ronningen was on the infield grass, and that ball nearly hit where the outfield grass and the infield dirt come together. And there's the 7th run of the game as Ness will come out and now run for Danzel. So an RBI base hit for Danzel. He comes out. Courtesy runner is Ness as they throw over and check on him. He's back in safely. The second run of the inning coming across. Hatton-Northwood did their damage in the 5th, or excuse me, in the 3rd when they scored 5. It's the first pitch to Weston Enger as he squares around, pulls back, called strike, and then Ness swipes second. No throw down. 2 on, 1 out. Top 6, 7-0 game. Next pitch popped up straight back and stays in play, but all the way to the backstop. Count now 0-2 on Weston Enger, who's 0 for 2. 2 runners in scoring position for Enger. Base hit could score them both. Fly ball left field. Lenz sizing it up over to his left, makes the head-high catch, spinning, tosses it back in, and it's deep enough for Iverson to take up and come in to score for the 8th run of the game.
Now batting number 13, Keegan Schrader.
Keegan Schrader, the batter now for Hatton-Northwood, as the 3rd run comes across for the Thunder in the inning on the fly out to left field. 8-0 the score. Hatton-Northwood leading here in this first elimination game, or second elimination game, I should say. One 1-0 the count on Schrader. Next pitch down the left field line. Slice is fouling out to play 1-1. If Hatton-Northwood is to hold on, they'll play Larimore in game number 4 of the day. It would be the number 2 versus the number 6. The 1-1. Finds the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner on second base, Will Ness for Hatton-Northwood. 1-2, fouled off right at the plate. Keegan Schrader stays alive here in this AB. He's 1 for 2. Reached on a base hit, a walk earlier in the game as well. 1-2, another foul ball. Hard contact down the first base line. Kicks off the chalk. First baseman Landon Sundin runs down to retrieve it. Tosses it into his dugout on the first base side. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Keegan Schrader in an 8-0 game. Hatton-Northwood leads. 1-2, squirted over to the left side and into left field in between the third baseman Floggen and Ronningen at short. Didn't get all the way into left field. Ronningen did stop it, and that kept Ness over at third. And the base hit now with runners on the corners and Aiden Johnson, the batter. Thompson and Hillsborough Central Valley in the third game of the day on yourliveevent.com after this. On a separate stream, we remind you. You'll just have to exit out of this stream and click on the next. We'll have it live momentarily after this game finishes. First pitch to Johnson, misses. Throw down to short, and rather down to second base, and the shortstop, Ronningen, cuts it off. Missed it for ball 1. Schrader takes second base. Schrader on second, Ness on third now as Hatton-Northwood's in control in the top of the 6th, up 8-zip. 1-0 pitch misses inside, 2-0. Greensbury delivers the 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. Greensbury comes in here in the inning, relieving Cy Marsh, the starting pitcher. 2-1 on Johnson. Swing and a miss on that one. Now 2-2. Greensbury trying to work back after going behind 2-0 earlier in the count. 2-2. Fly ball, right side, up over the first base dugout and out of play. First baseman Sundin had a quick look at it. Hillsborough Central Valley players over in the bullpen area on the first base side looking on. Thompson Tommy players on the third base side. 2-2 pitch, another foul ball. That time down the third base line off the bat of Aiden Johnson. Johnson 1 for 3, had a double earlier in the game. Steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Left foot, then right foot. Awaits the 2-2. Greensbury delivers. Swing and a miss, and Johnson goes down swinging in the inning for Hatton-Northwood in the top of the 6th. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. After 5.5, it's Hatton-Northwood 8, Nelson County nothing. That's your score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard, bottom of the 6th, on the way on yourliveevent.com.
If you choose to reside at Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead, you won't be giving up anything. You'll only be gaining. Medication management, housekeeping, prepared meals. The team is by your side 24/7, but will always respect your privacy. Let them take care of the details while you live your best life at Halstead Living Center. Get more information on Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead by calling 218-456-2105 or log on to halsteadlivingcenter.com. The Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavors. They encourage you to step into your future, secure in the knowledge that this world needs you and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Best wishes go with you graduates as you prepare for the greater challenges ahead in a world of new possibilities. Congratulations, graduates, from the administration and staff of the Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsborough and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
Welcome back to Mayville State University as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brody Rainsbury skies one to right field, and a nice play by the right fielder Will Ness on the foul line. Reaching back, sort of contorting his body to make the catch, running all the way over to his left. On a day like today with wind gusts as high as 24, 25 miles per hour, you applaud plays like that. Nicely done by Ness as the first pitch now to Landon Sundin. Misses inside for ball 1-0 in an 8-0 game. Bottom 6, Hatton-Northwood in control. 1-0 pitch, misses low again, 2-0 as the catcher Enger comes up with it. Picks the ball out of his glove, a little puff of dust comes out of the leather, and the 2-0 pitch, foul tip into the mitt, 2-1. Damage done by Hatton-Northwood in the third, scoring 5 runs, and they scored 3 in the sixth. So next 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. As the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, Johnson delivers the next pitch, a swing and a fly ball, shallow left field. Ness is out, and it's the shortstop Ness to make the catch. Veer also came running in. Shallow left field. And now there's 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Gage Floggen bats now for Nelson County. He's 0 for 2, pair of groundouts. When we started the game, we talked about how these two teams split in the regular season, both games being just a 1-run deficit. We were thinking maybe as the first pitch finds the inside corner to Floggen, thinking maybe it would trend the same way here in the third, but has not been the case. 0-1 pitch, healthy hack by Floggen, and he's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Into shallow center, and it's the center fielder Schrader running in to make the play. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 6th inning for Nelson County. Your score on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard, Hatton-Northwood in control, 8-0 over Nelson County. It's the top of the 7th on the way after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Welcome back. Top of the 7th inning on YourLiveEvent.com with hat catcher Rainsbury. Brody Johnson's 0 for 2. He's hit by a pitch once. The 1-0 pitch popped up behind home plate. Rainsbury out of his crouch. The pitcher, Brody Rainsbury, comes in as well, but that's going to fall foul, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and a strike on Brody Johnson as everybody goes back to their positions out in the field. Brody Rainsbury on the mound and delivers the 2-1 offering, and that's inside 3-1. Nope, home plate umpire calls 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one's away. And the count runs full to Brody Johnson. Johnson, Veer, and Halverson. The batters in the inning for Hatton-Northwood. Full count pitch, and it goes behind the back of Brody Johnson into the backstop, who hustles down the first base line. As here's Landon Veer.
Landon Veers.
Veer, who's 0 for 3. Waits the first pitch, called strike, throw down to second base, not in time, and it short hops to the shortstop, making the second baseman Hovness, and Brody Johnson steals second. Here's the 0-1 to Veer, and time called. 9 stolen bases in the game for Hatton-Northwood. This count is 0-1 on Veer. A fly ball on the infield. The shortstop running in behind second base. Now backpedaling into the outfield, and the second baseman Hovness has it come off his glove. And the wind pushing it from the infield to the outfield. Runningen had it. Hovness looking for it, and they can't come up with it. And now there's 2 runners on for Holden Halverson. Halverson 2 for 3, a double and a base hit. Check on the runner over at first base, and Veer, who dives back in safely. Long hold. Sundin keeps the glove on him. Left-handed first baseman, a little advantage holding him on. Now he plays behind him. As Rainsbury delivers the next pitch, a high fly ball into center field, and more issues with it in the outfield. Hansen can't come up with it. Johnson over to third. He's going to come around third, and he will score. And errors defensively makes it a 9-0 game. Hatton-Northwood, and the errors have doomed Nelson County in this one.
Now batting number 5, Alec Veer.
So Veer will be on second, Halverson over at first, and Alec Veer the batter now for Hatton-Northwood in a 9-0 game on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. First pitch, another fly ball into center. Hansen another crack at it, and he backpedals and makes the head-high catch that time. So Drayson Hansen on center field challenged right away after he couldn't get the next one. Or couldn't get the previous ball, but then makes the catch on that one. 1 down in the inning. 9-0 Hatton-Northwood on their way to play the Larimore Polar Bears in game number 4 of the day, as this one is lined into center field. Hansen has to play it on a hop, and everybody's going to stay put and advance up a bag. And the base hit will load the bases for Will Ness. Ty Danzel batted in this spot in the previous inning. Had a shallow bloop hit into center field that drove in a run. Will Ness re-entering. The lefty steps in. First pitch. High away outside the zone, 1-0. For Hatton-Northwood on the season, this will be their 4th win overall. Will be 4-13. Headed into the game against Larimore. Should they hang on, barring some wicked comeback, as this one goes to the backstop. And that'll be the 10th run of the game. A wild pitch. The count now 2-0 on Will Ness. Runners on second and third, Iverson and Halverson. 10 runs on 10 hits for Hatton-Northwood. 2-0 pitch misses away, 3-0. And Ness takes a 4-pitch walk. So that's ball 4. And Weston Enger steps up next. And Coach Lund will jog out to the pitcher's mound, and we'll have another pitching change. A Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company pitching change. Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Looked like Coach Lund pointed out to Drayson Hansen in center field to come in and head up onto the mound. So there's your pitching change, brought to you by Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company. We'll take a break and let Drayson take his warm-up tosses, as bases will be loaded for him, and Weston Enger will be the batter for Hatton-Northwood after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early because sometimes it's gone early because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Top of the 7th as we have a pitching change out there for Nelson County. Drayson Hansen takes the ball from Brody Rainsbury. Rainsbury heads over to short, and Lakin Roningen, who is at short, heads out to center field. Weston Enger is the batter for Hatton-Northwood, who leads 10-0. First pitch to him, flies it into center field. Roningen running in. Cap comes off his head, makes the catch for out number 2. And Hatton-Northwood keeps everybody put with a 10-0 lead intact. And the batter now, Keegan Schrader. Hatton-Northwood, barring a big comeback, will play in game number 4 of the day against Larimore as Schrader fouls one straight back to the screen. Sort of topples over the backstop and hangs out on the wall there. And now the wind pushes the net forward, and it goes to the backstop, falling onto the grass, 0-1. Now Schrader takes the 0-1, and that goes to the backstop past the catcher, Rainsbury, and a run will come in to score. Now 11-0 Hatton-Northwood. As the count now 1-1 on Schrader. Iverson on third, Ness on second. 1-1 pitch up and away, 2-1. Two-one pitch, swinging a foul ball, laced over the third base dugout. Count now 2-2 as Nelson County tries to end the inning. 2 runners on, base hit might score a pair off the bat of Schrader. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball right back to the pitcher, Hansen. Bobbles it for a moment, throws it over to first, and that will end the inning. In the inning for Hatton-Northwood in the top of the 7th, they scored 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. Your score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. It's Hatton-Northwood 11, Nelson County nothing. The bottom of the 7th on the way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
There are several different types of crop hail insurance policies. Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with IRE Insurance. We at IRE Insurance want to help you select a hail policy that will best protect your crops and bottom line from a hailstorm. Give us a call today to schedule a time to meet with an IRE Insurance agent. For our contact information, go to our website at ireins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at IRE.
IRE Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
Last chance for Nelson County here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Drayson Hansen leading off, Lakin Roningen, and then Cy Marsh. And Hansen gets plunked to start the inning.
Now batting number 1, Lakin Roningen.
Roningen steps in now as a left-handed batter. 1 for 2 and a base hit. "11 runs on 10 hits for Hatton-Northwood in the game. Here's the first pitch to Ronningen, and a swing and a miss, 0-1. The third game of the day featuring Thompson and Hillsborough Central Valley. One pitch, swing and a miss, and Ronningen quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Ripped back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Third hit of the game for Nelson County, and runners on first and second now. And Cy Marsh is the batter with nobody out.
Now up to bat, number 14, Tegan Dahlin.
Or excuse me, a different batter coming in. This is Tegan Dahlin, number 14, getting an AB here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to him, big hack at it, flies it down the right field line, and it hits right off the top of the fence. The yellow tubing on top of the fence. As Dahlin puts it in play. Hillsborough Central Valley over in the left field line bullpen area, taking some grounders, getting warmed up for the next game. 0-1 to Dahlin. And he takes for a called strike, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 to Dahlin, and he fights it off right at the plate. Stays fair. It does. They throw over to third for the force. And there's out number 1. Or was it foul? No, they will say foul ball. Home plate umpire said fair. And now it's foul, and it's 0-2 on Tegan Dahlin. Here's the pitch. And that's away, 1-2. Leaves it alone outside. 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2 pitch to Dahlin. Takes that one low and away and out of the zone. Works it back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hansen on second. Ronningen on first. The 2-2. Downstairs and a full count. So 3 straight balls thrown by Aiden Johnson, now up to 90 pitches for the afternoon. Here's the payoff pitch to Tegan Dahlin. And he takes that one for a called strike 3. The strikeout looking as the 5th strikeout of the game for Aiden Johnson, and it was the first out of the bottom of the 7th, and Brendan Lenz is the batter. Number 8 batter for Nelson County, followed by Cooper Hubdness. First pitch to Lenz is a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That one's low, and it's 1 ball and a strike, 1-1. A 1-1 pitch. Hacked over to the shortstop. Ness fields it. They get the force at second. Barehanded by the second baseman Johnson, in the back half of the double play is not in time. So Ronningen out at second base on the force out. Lenz reaches on the fielder's choice. And here's Cooper Hubdness. 0 for 1, struck out, hit by a pitch earlier. Runners on the corners. Nelson County trying to get 1 run in. Check over at first base. Lenz dives back in. Lenz on first. Drayson Hansen representing the first run of the game. As Hubdness follows it straight back to the screen. Hansen over on third. Led off the inning, hit by a pitch. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Hubdness and Nelson County down to their last strike. And the 0-2 misses outside, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cooper Hovness, trying to prolong the game a little bit further, and he protects that time, and he fouls it off down the first base side. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson shakes off the first sign. Now he comes set, the 1-2, and another pitch fouled straight back. So Hovness making Johnson work for it here on what could be the final strike of the game. As that one is going to miss just outside. Another close pitch. And the count now 2-2. The 7th pitch of the AB. 2-2. Hovness fouls it off again. Loops it over the first base dugout, or at least the first base side bleachers, and out of play. 2-2, and Hovness takes it away. And the count runs full now to the number 9 batter for Nelson County. 2 runners on. Here's the payoff pitch, and swing and a miss, and Hovness goes down on strikes, and that's going to end the game. Your final score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard, it's Hatton-Northwood 11, Nelson County nothing. Hatton-Northwood will advance to the next round of the region tournament, and they will play the Larimore Polar Bears in game number 4 of the afternoon. Game number 3 will be Thompson versus Hillsborough Central Valley, but Hatton-Northwood over Nelson County 11-0 here in game number 2. We'll take a quick timeout, get to some post-game awards, wrap up from this broadcast, and get ready for game number 3. Hatton-Northwood wins it 11-0 over Nelson County on yourliveevent.com.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
It's time to hit the ground with summer lawn and gardening projects, and Mayport Hardware is here to help. Stop by the greenhouse and browse the wide selection of flowers to liven up your yard. From the outdoor power tools of mowers, tillers, and trimmers to the lawn care essentials of seeds, fertilizers, and top-tier gardening tools, let Mayport Hardware transform your yard to where the grass is greener. Come visit Tim, Sue, and the staff at Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
The World of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Welcome into the Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway post-game report as Hatton-Northwood beats Nelson County 11-0. As that was the final on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Hatton-Northwood advancing to the next round here of the region tournament. They'll play in the final game of the day here against the Larimore Polar Bears. That would be game number 4, following game number 3, which is coming up between Thompson and Hillsborough Central Valley. Quick recap from this game. It was a big inning in the 3rd inning for Hatton-Northwood. They would score 5 runs in the 3rd inning, 3 in the 6th and the 7th innings to go up 11-0. And after that 5 runs in the 3rd, Nelson County really couldn't get much going against the likes of Aiden Johnson on the hill. As a matter of fact, for Nelson County, it took until the 5th inning to get their first hit of the game. So it was a struggle at the plate for Nelson County as Hatton-Northwood wins it 11-0. Let's look at your player of the game, the Enbridge Energy player of the game in this one, as I'm going to go to the direction of Hatton-Northwood's Holden Halverson, who would go 2 of 4, 2 runs scored, and had 2 RBIs in the game. Holden Halverson is going to be the Enbridge Energy player of the game. Life takes energy. Enbridge Energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. Enbridge player of the game. Holden Halverson for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Post-game connection brought to you by Halstead Telephone Company. Holden Halverson, again, his double in the second inning. That's going to be a big connection. That was one of the first plays where Nelson County had some errors out in the field. It was one of the first miscues out in the field for Nelson County and one of the probably longest hits of the game that got the scoring going, or at least woke up the bats for Hatton-Northwood. So his double in the second inning, Holden Halverson, that is your post-game connection. Brought to you by Halstead Telephone Company. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. Precision player of the game in this one. And I think you could probably bet that would go to the pitcher, the starting pitcher, the winning pitcher for Hatton-Northwood. Aiden Johnson is going to be the precision player of the game, brought to you by Agassiz Precision Ag. He went the distance, all 7 innings, up over the century mark, 103 total pitches, struck out 3, didn't allow any runs, struck out 6, and allowed just 3 hits and 1 walk in the game. Aiden Johnson was precise on the hill as the Agassiz Precision Ag player of the game. Aiden Johnson for Hatton-Northwood. Your local precision planting dealer, Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com as Hatton-Northwood defeats Nelson County 11-0. So Hatton-Northwood, the number 6 seed, will play Larimore in game number 4 of the day. The Polar Bears, the number 2 seed. Hatton-Northwood, the number 6 seed. That game is our final game of the day. Game number 3 coming up is number 1 Thompson versus number 4 Hillsboro Central Valley, who beat Mayport CG 10-1 earlier. So some big numbers put up here in these first elimination games. 10-1 with Hillsboro Central Valley and Mayport CG. 11-0 Hatton-Northwood over Nelson County. Thanks to our sponsors here on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Dawson Peterson reporting from Scott Berry Field here on the campus of Mayville State University, signing off and saying so long for now as Hatton-Northwood beats Nelson County 11-0 on YourLiveEvent.com.